guys. So this is Access Chapter 3, Pause and Practice 2, Movie 1. So in this part of the book, the chapter, we are going to look at how to control the display of your queries. So that would be sorting, limiting, how to use an and an or operator, and let me do this really quick here. So if you remember your truth tables from math, so if we have two, we'll just do a two. So we have a condition. So city equals Roseville, and that could be true, and that could be false. Those are the two conditions that a record could either be in the city of Roseville or not. So it could be true or it could be false. So then we would have another condition here, true or false. And let's say it is square feet greater than 2,000. Okay, so that's the other condition. So my client wants to see a listing of all the properties in Roseville that have greater than 2,000 square feet. So for every record in the table, you would look at whether or not it's a city of Roseville, and then if it's true, it's this column, and then if it's greater than 2,000, it's this column. So then the answer would be true and the record would be returned. For every other condition in an and, the if there are any false, you cannot get it. So here's a false. Even though this is true, this is false, so it makes it a false. This is true, but this is false, and of course both false. So that's an and condition, right? So that's an and condition. Everything has to be true in order for it to be returned, right? So that would be the one that would be returned, where it's both conditions are true. So if we took this same thing and we made it an or, so if we made this an or, city of Roseville is true, and then, so then this would become true, right? And this would become true, because only one condition has to be met. And so even though this is false, if we look at this, it's true. So therefore the record is returned. On this one, it could be city of Roseville true, but less than 2,000 square feet. It still would be true. So in this one, the only records that weren't returned is if neither of these conditions were met, right? So you can see that the and condition is much more narrow. And as you add components, this is just a simple 2-element truth table, you can get much more complex. All right, so we're going to look at working on these type of things. So I'm on page A3-172. I'm in step number 4. We're going to create a new query. So the idea, or what the question is the manager wants to find all the listings by agent Rick Chung. By agent Rick Chung. All right, so we need to begin by creating a query in Design View. I want both tables because I need both Rick Chung and his listings. I want to bring this down so I can see. Make sure I have it all. So, what fields we put on there is really dependent on what the user wants to see in the results. So in this one, we're going to do the agent's first name and last name, and listing ID, square feet, address, city, and list price. So if I run this right now, of course it's going to return all of the records, right? 57 of them. And I know, and when I looked at that, it has everybody, but I only want Rick Chung. So I need to modify this so that I can put some criteria in here. So first name criteria is Rick, last name is Chung. So I typed Rick, I typed tab, I hit the tab key, typed Chung, hit the tab key, it put the quotes around it. Since it's an equal condition, I didn't have to put the conditional operator. It's on the same row, so it's an and. So first name equals Rick and last name equals Chung. So if there are other agents whose first name is Rick, they're not going to appear. If there's other agents whose last name is Chung, they're not going to appear. It would only be the agent Rick Chung. Hopefully you don't have more than one Rick Chung in there. To be really specific, you really could use the employee number because you know there's only one employee with an employee number. So if I run this now, look, it's 9 records and it's just Rick Chung. So I'm going to save this as listings by Rick Chung. Okay, so that gets added. So it's cool, except right now it's just in order by this listing ID, so that doesn't really mean a whole lot. So I really would like to see this by city. So I'm going to find the sort row, and sort means just put it in order. So I can put it in order ascending, that's 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, or descending, so that would be 10, 9, 8, CBA, right? So we're going to do ascending. And then list price within a city, we want that to be ascending also. So within a city, so the cities are going to be alphabetically, the list is going to be in order by city in alphabetic order. Within each city, the records will be further ordered by that list price. So if I run this, I can see Auburn, there's only one, but here's Lincoln. So A-L-N-R, so there's alphabetic order. Within Lincoln, lowest to highest. Newcastle, lowest to highest. Rockland, lowest to highest. Okay. We're going to save it, and we are good. All right, so let's create a new query in Design View. And the question that we have to answer is, you want to find agents, you want to help an agent locate potential properties that meet the requirements of her client. And you know what, I actually am going to stop here, and this is a really long and complicated query. I'm going to start the next movie on this one, so I'm going to close out of that. All right, I'll start this second movie on step 8. All right, guys, thanks.